So, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. This is such a special day, and I'm so glad that you're all here. And I'd love to hear in the chat box if there's anybody who has any feels coming up, whether you're feeling really bright and shiny today, whether you're feeling a little bit sad. Whatever's coming up for you is perfect because we're going to be using that energy and exploring a meditation to connect in with our angels and our spirit guides to get some love messages and encouragement, especially for those of us who aren't feeling connected to this holiday. And just a personal admission, I used to hate Valentine's Day. I was one of those people that wore all black and boycotted the day mainly because I believe that it's such a Hallmark holiday when we're really supposed to make sure that we're loving ourselves and everybody every day. So that always infuriated me, that why are we taking this one day to show and tell people that we love them, but not bringing that into our everyday. And so after I realized that so many people were sad, and I was one of those people for many years of not having a Valentine or being cheated on Valentine's Day, like all sorts of experiences that I've personally had, I realized that it's more fun to tap into that universal love, like Helen was saying and Kabrina was saying, of tapping into that source of inspiration and empowerment that's always available to all of us at all times. But we oftentimes forget because of what's going on in our life that derails us from having our divine connection to source, our divine connection to spirit, our higher self, God, great spirit, whatever you want to call it. We all have that inspiration, that spiritual connection to nature, to spirituality, whatever that is for you. And it gives us this opportunity to connect in with that so that we can feel even more joy and radiance in our lives. And then we can spread that out to everybody else. So on my self-love journey and my journey of coming around for Valentine's Day, I still wore black, but I would grab candies and I would throw them to people on my college campus who looked the most sad and downtrodden because I wanted to remind them that they are loved too, that we are all loved. And when we connect in with that source of love, then we know who we truly are and we're connected to the divine. And then we just become this outpouring, this source of joy that everybody around us can feel and experience, which is incredibly empowering and incredibly beautiful. So I wanted to wish you all happy Valentine's Day. Nat, happy Valentine's Day. I see your message. Alex says, it sounds all too familiar. LOL. I'm like, I'm not sure which part, right? Were you cheated on Valentine's Day too? Just kidding. We all have our stories, we all have our experiences, and it allows us to be human. And I think it's really important for us to remember that sometimes people are going to feel really sad on this day. And so I wanted to create this opportunity for us all to connect in with the joy that is always available to us that we sometimes forget about. So my guides told me that we were going to be doing a very special workshop and there's going to be a channeling at the end. So I don't know what the message is that's going to come through for all of us, but I wanted to take you on a meditation to connect in with your spirit guides where you're actually going to go on a date with your spirit guides. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do before we do it. And then we're going to do it, and then we're going to process anything that came up. And this is a space where if there's something that surprised you, then you know that the meditation's working. And this is, again, to connect us in with our higher self, to connect us in with our spirit guides, to connect us in with that source of love that is available to all of us that really brings us together and allows our joy to flood forward so that we can give, instead of throwing candy out to strangers, in this case, we can beam love out to all those people, whether they're feeling super high on this day, in the middle, super low, wherever they are, including where we're feeling, so that we can elevate that energetic frequency and just outpour more love, which is the goal today. So we're going to be connecting in with our spirit guides to go on a sweet date, to have the date of your dreams. Maybe you have one planned tonight, maybe you don't have one at all, but we're going to be creating that and co-creating that in this circle today by connecting in with what we would most like to receive. And on that date, we're going to get a little download of information of what our guides want us to know the most right now about love for ourselves and our relationships, for our life, guidance, wisdom, any inspiration that we need to hear. And of course, if you have any question that's deep in your heart that you're wanting some guidance on about anything in your life, this is a good time to bring that up over dinner or the movie, or maybe you're going on a roller coaster with one of your spirit guides, right? Whatever brings you the most joy, we get to make this up and play. And when we go into the shamanic state of consciousness, also the state of consciousness that we can achieve through meditation, we have the opportunity to curate these experiences that we otherwise might not be able to do. So it's a journey in the sense of using our heart to see, because in shamanism, we look at the world through the eyes of not the mind where we get stuck, but the heart where the truth lies. And so we're going to be doing a quick little meditation, a grounding in, an opening up of the heart space, and then we're going to go on our sweet date with our spirit guides, and you're going to be getting whatever inspirational download you need to get today to bring into your life to guide you wherever you're going, whether it has to do with love or has to do with work or has to do with whatever is on your mind, so that we can get some clarity and some sweet nothings whispered into our ear about how wonderful we are and any encouragement that our guides are just dying to give us. And again, sometimes we forget that we have access to, and sometimes we forget that we even have access to, spirit guides, healed ancestors, ascended masters, right? You might have a specific religious figure. Maybe Jesus is the one that you want to connect with today. But I'm going to encourage you to be open to whatever guide wants to show themselves to give you the most beautiful, heartfelt message that you need to hear in this moment, and just be open to the magic. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And then on the tail end of that, I'm going to ask for a general message that needs to come through for anybody who's here live or anybody on the replay to bring in the channeled message that they told me I'm doing this whole meeting about. So I'm so excited that you're here. Let me know if you're excited to be here. Let me know if you're excited if there was a specific question. You don't have to share the question that you are looking for clarity on, but are you excited about getting an answer to the question? Are you excited about going on your date? And let me know in the chat box. And if there's any questions before we begin, feel free to write them in the chat box. You can raise your hand. All right, it looks like I'm not sure if anyone's typing. I think we're all ready to go in. So I'm just going to start with a sweet little grounding meditation where I'm just going to ask you to like wiggle your body around and shake out any extra energy that you don't want to take with you into the meditation, right? Sometimes we feel a little antsy, so if you need to shake a little bit, shake your booty into your chair or onto your bed or wherever you are that you're most comfortable to do this meditation. And I want you to take a deep breath in through the crown of your head and shoot that breath with your exhalation down through your feet into the earth. Take another deep breath in through the crown of your head and release that breath through the soles of your feet down into the earth, anchoring you in. Now I want you to take a deep breath in through your heart space, filling up your chest and holding it at the top, and releasing that breath through the soles of your feet, anchoring yourself in with imaginary roots. And as you continue to take deep breaths, I want you to imagine that you have roots going from the soles of your feet all the way down, down, down through the different layers of sediment and earth, down, feeling those roots stretch out and anchor you in so that you are sturdy and strong. Allowing those roots to expand down as far as they want to go, even to the center of the earth, that magma core, to feel that energizing pulsation of the heart of the earth. Just feeling those tips of those roots reach down and feel the warmth of the core of the earth, anchoring in, taking a deep breath from that space of the center of the earth, that grounded energy, pulling that breath up through those roots, all the way up into your body, allowing the breath to fill your heart, and exhaling through the top of your head, imagining a cord of light extending from the crown of your head, moving all the way up through the different layers of atmosphere and stratosphere, all the way up through the clouds, all the way up until you see a bright light that is connected to the angelic realms, connected to source, And I want you to call on your divine higher self that is truly your oversoul, no energy but your own, your clarity, your oversoul, and ask that part of you, see them in front of you, and allow them to connect in with you so that you feel more in touch with and more inspired by your higher self. Allowing that energy to anchor in all the way down through those layers of atmosphere and stratosphere, all the way down through that light in the crown of your head, all the way down into your heart, and all the way down, hooking into those roots in the earth and anchoring in the light. And taking a deep breath into this. And exhale. Relax into this channel that you've now created, open to source, open to connection, open to the earth, open to the heavens and the sky above. And we'll ask our angels, helping spirits and guides to form a protection bubble around us, or a protection hollow bone around us from the crown of our head all the way to the upper realms of the stratosphere where our higher self is connecting in with us with that divine connection, all the way down our body, all the way down to the center of the earth where that core is, so that we are protected to do this deep meditation work, that we are blessed with all of our helping guidance and spirit that is here for our highest good, only to allow the highest vibrational energy of God, source, the universe in to support us and guide us right now. And I want you to bring your attention to your heart and maybe just tap it a little bit. Tap your heart and remember that we're living in this human experience where we have so many emotions, so much. And just tap into that heart space. Taking a deep breath into that heart space, filling it up. And releasing that breath, allowing the energy from your heart to expand as you exhale. Expanding that beautiful heart space around you so it's almost like a beacon of light that others can feel. And taking a moment just to breathe into that open connection, connection to the divine, connection to your higher self, connection to the earth. And now I want you to imagine your ideal date. Maybe it's at a fancy restaurant. Maybe it's next to a waterfall, a sweet little picnic. I want you to think about the most romantic, fun date, maybe something you've always wanted to do. Maybe to a place that you love and you cherish and you already know of. But just take a few moments to think about what would be the best date that you could ever go on, that you would have the most fun, to a place that you would just feel so happy being. And I want you to imagine stepping into that space of imagination now, wherever that date is that you want to go on. See yourself there, and you can look around and scan your surroundings. Is there music playing? Are there birds chirping? Is there candlelight? Are there any specific smells, like the smell of yummy food being cooked? Or the smell of the breeze and the fresh flowers sprouting from the earth? Taking a moment just to be present with the space that you have created. And settling into a comfortable space inside this scene where you call on from your heart space, from your center of your heart, you call on a helping spirit, a guide who wants to take you on this date and go on this adventure, who is ready to give you a beautiful, loving message, whatever it is that you need to know right now. Setting those intentions and allowing that guide to approach you. And if you're unclear about who they are, you can always ask, hey, what are you? Who are you? Why do you specifically come to help me? And see if they have an interesting message for you about why they are specifically showing up. And allow them to just welcome you on that date with them. And just take a moment to check in before you get settled on this date adventure with them. Now I want you to have that guide gently guide you to where you need to go in this beautiful vision of this wonderful date. Maybe they take you to a specific table, or they take you to a wonderful place in nature tucked behind waterfalls, or in a cave, or on a starry night, or up a tree, whatever feels right. Allow them to guide you to this comfortable place to enjoy this beautiful date and to receive the messages that they want to give you now. Settling into that place with your guide, allowing them to shower you with love, and ask them if there's a specific message that they have for you right now. What do you need to know about love or about life? What beautiful affirmations do they have for you? And just listen. What else do you need to know right now? What other messages are coming through? And now imagine that your spirit guide takes your hand and pulls you in close to give you an encouraging, beautiful, heart lifting message in your ear. Listen closely because this message is very important. And just take the time to listen to the message that needs to be whispered in your ear, that heartfelt messages from your guides. And if you have a certain question on your heart about something that you would like an answer to, you can always ask this question here because your guides are so excited to answer it for you and give you guidance. Feel free to ask any questions now that are on your heart. And now, before your beautiful date ends, I want you to notice that your guide has a beautiful gift for you. Happy Valentine's Day to you. And just noticing that they hand you a beautiful gift. Maybe it's wrapped, maybe it's not. Maybe it's something that you are familiar with. Maybe it's something new that you've never seen before. But I want you to open this gift and to ask any questions about what this is, why it was given to you, or how you can use it. And just receive that loving gesture that your guide is giving you now with the sweet instructions on what to do with it. And as you're ready, you can thank your guide for this beautiful date to remind you of these messages. Giving your guides a big hug and allowing them to whisper any other messages that you need to hear before we complete this meditation today. What words of encouragement do they share with you in your ear as you hug them and say goodbye? And as you're ready, you can thank your guides and take your gift with you. Put it in your heart space or in your pocket. Thank your guides for the loving messages and just allow all of that beautiful love that you shared with them, all of the guidance and the wisdom to just flood your heart with joy and with gratitude. And just taking a moment to enjoy this beautiful surrounding, this beautiful space that your guides led you to for your beautiful date. And as you're ready, you can take a deep breath into your heart space and slowly open your eyes when you're ready. And I'm open to creating a share circle. If there's anyone who wants to share, you can raise your hand, you can come off mute, you can share in the chat box, whatever feels good. You don't have to share. But if there's anyone who had something that surprised them, or maybe they got a really fun gift that they want to tell us about. Janelle says, have to quickly write it down before I otherwise forget. Exactly, right? Sometimes it's really important to write these things down because we will forget, right? The shamanic state of consciousness, the meditation state can easily elude us and we can lose those important messages. So definitely write these down. Helen said, this is so much fun. I love this idea. Alex says, aho, thank you for the sacred Valentine's Day space. Need to hop out. Thank you so much. Mucho blessings. And so if anyone wants to share, feel free to. Otherwise, I'm going to share a channeled message that came through and just asking my helping spirits, angels, guides, ascended masters to bring through any clear messages that our community needs to hear right now that will uplift and support humanity at this time, whatever needs to come through. And the message that came through, it was the gift that I was given at the end that they told me was the gift to share with all of you. But it was, I was guided to go to Utah. I've never been to Utah. I've been to the Four Corners, but it's Zion National Park, and I've seen beautiful pictures of it. There's a giant archway. I've always wanted to go. I'm not sure, maybe some of you have gone and you're familiar, but I was shown this in the vision, and originally I met with an elephant who gave me beautiful messages, but then I had a Navajo Native American who took me on a journey to a rock formation where we stood on the top and the sun was right there. It was right there. And he gathered up the sun and he put it into my heart. And he told me to come out of the dark sadness of the winter, to allow the sun to shine within my heart and to shine that light out to others. And then he gave me the message that we all get a special sun, and that the desire was that we would all have this beautiful energy of the sunlight that is accessible to all of us to come into our heart spaces to shine out. And the message was, when you allow the sunshine to come into your heart and radiate outwards, it raises your energetic vibration and shares that love that we beam out to others. It also illuminates the dark things that want to hide, sometimes the fears or insecurities that we have. But if we allow the sun to shine the warmth on them, we notice that even those fears and insecurities or hidden negative thoughts begin to blossom into something new. And that in the frequency of all of those fears and insecurities, there's actually a light and a joy. And the guides are showing us that we can shine this light inside of our heart, almost like the rays penetrate out in all directions, but we can turn the rays to shine in on anything inside of us that we may need to be aware of so that we can heal in ourselves, so that we can penetrate that light and that healing out to others. but imagining right now, and they're guiding us on the new exercise, to turn that radiated, heart-centered, sun-centered light into somewhere inside of you that might be a little bit afraid to show itself. And they're guiding us now to just guide that light onto whatever that is and to ask it to show itself and to see if there's a message that it has. When the light shines on, it allows us to see it in all of its glory, and it can no longer hide from us. And it's important that we don't hide from ourselves, because when we hide from ourselves, those parts of us that are hidden are being externalized, and then we're meeting them in the flesh through other people and other circumstances that we feel like we have to contend with, that are outside of ourselves, because there's a seed of that within ourselves. So if we shine the light and ask those nurturing questions about what that energy is feeling, what it needs to feel safe, then we get to find the joy within that seed of insecurity or fear or self-sabotage, whatever that thing is for you that's being illuminated. They're showing us that even life can flow from that energy that feels kinked or caught or stuck or hidden. And that when the light shines, they're showing me like a hose or an artery, that when it is stuck or crunched up, the life force can no longer flow. But if we shine the light on it, it releases its tension that it's been holding in the dark, so that that energy can flow again. And they're just asking us all to beam that light before we beam it out to others, to beam it deeper into the dark recesses of our own inner being, because in that there is a light that shines. And to imagine, as you shine this light onto any of those parts of yourself, that there is a little sunbeam, a little sun within that energy, within ourselves, that begins to shine and radiate out of that source of energy that we are turning the light to reveal. And now I just want you to imagine shining that light to any of those hidden or disowned parts of self, and noticing that those parts of ourselves begin to have a little sunshine inside of them, beaming back, allowing them to open, allowing them to release that tension, and just taking a moment to honor whatever that thing is that's coming up for you right now, and allowing it to shine and share a message with you. Ooh. Mine just a little popped and became light. And the message is that once we find our internal sunshine, we can light up our own lives. It's not just about lighting up others, but we can make our life more beautiful by shining and radiating that joy. And once our own cup is full of that love that we beam at ourselves, then we can beam it out at others. And that is when we are all connected in the grander web of life. I'm seeing like chain links to one another, where, of course, we have, for us to be the strongest link for the whole chain, we have to do the inner work to heal our hearts and to heal ourselves and to shine that sunshine within, so that we can shine it out to strengthen the other connections of those in the chain link. Asking Spirit if there's any other guidance, wisdom, or messages. They're just laughing and they're saying, you're all loved. You're all so loved. And the guides are coming in for a big group hug and just letting you know that you're so special and that your light is very needed in this world. And for you to dial up that energy of the sunlight inside of you is going to dial up your frequency and bring more synchronicities and pleasures into your life. So as you feel sad, or if you're having a down moment, or if you're disowning a part of yourself, crank up that sunshine within, do that inner work, light those parts up of yourself, and it's going to bring light and blessings into the rest of your life. Now my guides are doing this, which means we're done with that message. So again, I'm going to open up the space if there's anyone that wants to share anything that came up. I think that's the simple message for today. Keyshawn says, thank you so much. Maya says, thank you so much. And of course, I'm always open to hearing any breakthroughs or anything that came up for you. Maybe something was confusing and you have a question about it. Thanks, Nat. I feel the love. Thanks for your hearts. I'm glad that that was beautiful for you, Nat. Cabrina says, thank you so much for creating the sacred space for such a beautiful day. I completely resonate with the general message. It's very similar to what you just shared. Wow. I love that. Janelle says, thank you so much. I've been looking for this for a long time. Kamari says, so much love for you all. Yes. Well, I hope that this has brought some sunshine into your day, that the sunshine is shining for so many of us in all the different places around the world that we're coming from and where we live. Janelle says, let the sun shine in. Yes. So again, my name is Kristen Von Fox. I do shamanic healing work. I help people get their power back after trauma, heartbreak, those things that change us and help them to have healthier, happier relationships by healing the core soul wounds that get stuck in the way of attracting those things. Because again, when we have those hidden bits of self that feel disowned or feel disconnected, we can manifest those things on the external world, which is a lot of what I teach about in my workshops. And so if you're curious about my work, you can always reach out. I love having these conversations. My heart goes out to all of you. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Sending you so many blessings for the rest of your day. And beaming that sunshine right at you. I don't even have words, just sun. Well, thank you all. I hope that your messages resonate with you, whatever came up for you, general message and your specific messages. And they wish you the most beautiful day today. Great. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.